Welcome everyone to the Prem Show. I'm your host, Jason Gore, and we're looking at the fixtures for match week 6. So without further ado, let's jump to the first game where we start with the United disaster class as they lost to Brentford 3-1 away from home. Thiago scored 2 within 20 minutes to put Brentford in a commanding lead. Zesco scored his first goal to give United fans some hope, until Bruno missed a penalty which really crushed the spirits of fans and players. At the death, Jensen put it past Bayindir to make it 3 and put United in 14th in the Premier League. Leeds secured a 2-2 draw in their game against Bournemouth. Semenyo scored the opener with the cracker of a free kick and then dropped this cold celebration. Leeds equalised through a corner because their whole squad is above 6 foot. Leeds were on course to win when Longstaff smashed it in off the post for 2-1. But then at the death, substitute Krupi volleyed it in for 2-2. Fans at Stamford Bridge saw another player get sent off in their 3-1 loss to Brighton. Enzo Fernandez fired them into a 1-0 lead. However, Chalobah made an awful challenge to bring Chelsea down to 10 men. And to be fair to them, they did hold Brighton off for as long as they could, until Welbeck changed it for Brighton as he equalised with a flying header. De Kuyper scored another header to put them ahead until Welbeck gracefully scored his second in extra time. Man City are back to winning ways as they demolished Burnley 5-1. Esteve opened the scoring with an own goal, but then Anthony quickly equalised at the other end to instill hope into the Burnley faithful. But their hopes were crushed by a City side who were just scoring for fun, with Nunez scoring, then Esteve getting another own goal. Poor guy. And then Haaland finished them off with a brace. Palace got a huge 2-1 win over Liverpool. Sarr scored straight away from a corner to give Palace a surprising lead. The game would have been wrapped up by half time if Alisson wasn't making save after save. Chiesa thought he saved the day by equalising in the 86th minute until the real hero of the day, Nketiah, scored at the 96th minute to give Palace a well-deserved victory. Forest lost 1-0 at home to a pretty informed Sunderland. Alderete scored the first from a well-worked free kick. Obviously, Forest piled on the pressure and had the majority of the chances, but Sunderland held them off and their keeper, Roos, is absolutely exceptional. Because if Sunderland do stay up, a lot of the plaudits have to go to him. Tottenham and Wolves played out a pretty surprising 1-1 draw, with majority thinking, including myself, that Tottenham would breeze past Wolves, as Wolves have been in terrible form. However, Wolves upped the ante and brought the game to Tottenham, scoring from a corner to put them ahead. It took a last-minute goal from Palhinha to equalise and grab a point against a team who many are tipping to go down. Villa fans finally have something to cheer about as they beat Fulham 3-1. A goal from Jimenez inside 2 minutes made it look like it was going to be a bad day for Villa, but Watkins chipped over Leno to instill passion back into Emery's side, as McGinn scored an absolute beauty for Villa. Then Buendia scored the third to seal it. Hopefully, this puts them back on track. Arsenal stunned Newcastle as they won 2-1 at St James's Park. Newcastle took the lead through a Voltemata header and held on to that lead until the 84th minute, when Marino headed it past his own club to equalise. Gabriel redeemed himself from that mistake early on in the game to score in the 96th minute, as Arsenal took home all 3 points after playing exquisite football. Nuno Espirito Santo started his West Ham reign with a 1-1 draw versus Everton. Everton scored early through a keen header and created chances left and right. However, Bowen took his chance to equalise with a lovely curler. Hopefully, the change of management gives West Ham a boost in form, because Nuno is a great coach who, in my opinion, should have never been sacked in the first place. Let's just hope Marinakis doesn't hunt me down for that. So on that note, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back next week to talk about the next lot of fixtures. Goodbye from me.